Everybody, back with some Door Kickers 2. Not really. Actually, we're going to go over some mods that I think would increase your game. So let's take a look at a couple things. Uh, Hopefully this will show. Nah, of course not going to show. Alright, I'll try to bring up the Steam overlay, but I don't think it's going to show you too. Alright, so there's a couple mods I have that definitely increase things. So one of them is realistic sounds. This is all from the Steam Workshop. And I'll see if I can share the Steam Workshop in a second. But then we got Tier 1 Overhaul, which adds some units. Project Ares is another one. And Ares additional units. Those all add, and I'll show the squads. So by default, when you create a squad, you got, Delta, whatever, Rangers, right? Then you got a SWAT team, then you got CAA, and that's really it. So one thing we can do is add a Delta squadron and a bigger, beefed up Ranger squad, and ODA, the Special Forces ODA, otherwise known as Green Berets, or Special Forces. And then you got another Special Forces CTAC, which was the 10th group, basically. And then you have SEAL team guys. So some of these mods add some extra teams. And then you also have this Tier 1 Rangers, which is really not that much different from the other Rangers, but a couple different gun options. So if you look at the squads, like there's the CTAC, and you kind of see, what they look like, options you have. I have not played with them much, so they don't have a whole lot of unlocks, but yeah, you kind of get a Special Forces ODA, or is this a CTAC, sorry, and then the ODA is down here, where you add advisors and then kind of your commandos, because obviously the Green Berets, their kind of specialty is they're not so much covert action, they're teaching Indigenous and Native forces in a lot of countries basically how to do it themselves, right? So they go live with them and train and do all that. So a lot of the forces they're living with in this particular game and real life gotta be carrying AKs and whatever's native to that country. Then you get SEALs. Kind of broken up in different areas. I've been playing with Delta quite a bit, and then I played with it before 1.0 came out, so the levels aren't as high as they were, but yeah, you get some pretty cool weapons with them. You get 9 bangers. You get some cool stuff. And then the CTAC, which is basically hard striking types, kind of a specialty group. And then Bravo 1, yeah, this is, if you look at the comparison, this Ranger squad compared to that, it's not that much difference, but if you compare to this, you get actually 2 rifle squads, you get headquarters, you get weapon squad, you can bring, mortar strikes, you can bring an A10 basically. You can do all kinds of things where you can't do that. And you bring Carl Gustav and various things to play. Alright, so now we're looking at a couple different things. We're looking at the Steam Workshop for Door Kickers 2. So you can go in here and upgrade lots of things. So you got the most popular. And a lot of those ones I already mentioned. Project Ares, Realistic Sounds, additional units, MARSOC. You get all kinds of cool things. And then you kind of look down the side, like top rate all time, content type. There's tons of content types. There's tons of mission tags. Like if you want to change sound effects, if you want to change weapons, if you want to change playable units, They've actually got some campaign operation stuff. Like, I haven't looked at any of this, but yeah, there's apparently an operation campaign that you can add, which is really cool. Let's go back to the workshop. And then, yeah, let's look at most popular, or top rated all time. Yeah, some interesting looking, got some camouflage options where you can like really kind of change your camo and stuff. Didn't really care that much for me, but you know, it's nice to have. And then I think where you really get into the fun stuff is like, okay, what do you really want to do? Do you want to add equipment? There's tons of equipment. The hostage rescue team is nice. You can add an image. You can add missions or mission packs. So if you look at for some of these missions, I have a lot of these already subscribed. So I'll go back in the game in just a second and show you what that kind of looks like. I don't know if there's another. There used to be. There's some like SWAT 4 maps, which is kind of cool. There used to actually be a SWAT team, but I don't know if it's updated since 1.0. It was like half decent, better than the Noarchy default SWAT team, certainly. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not seeing like playable units is kind of what I look for. Yeah, SWAT series, maybe. Yeah, that's kind of what it was before. I don't know if this has been updated. Let's see. Updated March 1st. So let's go ahead and hit subscribe and just see what that does for us. And so it's what it's going to do in Steam is go ahead and start downloading that for me. Let's see if we want anything else to go along with that. Let's look at the UI, because I haven't looked at a lot of stuff since 1.0 came out. Okay, unleashing battle honor, basically. Alright. That's cool. The apartment's kind of less interesting. It's like playable items. I definitely like what they're doing with their careers. Rifle squads, we got all kinds of things. And if you are really into bomb defusal, you can go look at bomb defusal maps or hostage rescue maps, or also you can change the music up. Total conversion. Let's see what that does. Tier 1 overall expanded. Okay. So kind of what I'm already subscribed to that. So it adds a little bit of things. Those prefabs too. Doors aren't cover. So I started looking at this one. So you know, suspects start shooting through the door. And I always thought, you know, wooden doors. Why don't you get hit through the doors? So definitely gonna try that. Definitely gonna try that. I may not enable it immediately, but all right. Let's go back to the game and see if we can find what we're looking for here. Stand by. Don't look at any of that. And hopefully this will pop up in just a second for you. Let me move. Possibly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now we go back to mods. Let's see. Something. Oh yeah, here's our doors with our cover. SWAT series. And so you look at the different options. So if we apply that, let's just see what that looks like. It's going to restart the game. Choose the default behavior. I'll wait for this to come back up on recording. Alright, so there is our new Sierra SWAT Team 3. Alright, so kind of looks like a SWAT 14 basically. Yeah, like these are the exact officers that you could use in SWAT 4. That's awesome. As I geek out on a game that's been, out of commission for a long time. See what we got here. I got all kinds of cool guns. Got an SG552, MP5, and up. Alright, let's see. Yeah, probably the SG552, or this thing, whatever that is. But yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, we can start playing around with that. But yeah, Door Kickers mods, lots of them, and they're pretty cool.